What happens when the heavy hitters come together? The neutral zone. With your hosts, Bird Gang representative Casual E and Sean McConnell from Casual Sports, me, Jay Adams, and NFL vet Ed Smith from Easy Sports Talk. Buckle up for 60 minutes of NFL football previews and pick'ems. Hold tight as we preview this week's games with in-depth analysis and opinion and a flavor all our own. Bragging rights are on the line with the neutral zone pick'em trophy up for grabs. It's the neutral zone. Lace them up.
Can you hear that, Jay? You live.
What up, everybody? It is the Neutral Zone. I am your host, J Love, Javon J Love Adams, and with me, as always, my partners, my boys, my dogs. We're going to start with my man, Sean McConnell, Casual E, Earl Burnett,
what's up?
and of course, the one and only Ed Smith. He is back in the house, man. He's running wild, running around, jet setting from one coast to the other coast and everything for different reasons. And we, as always, are live on KSRNAZ. Did I do that okay?
I knew something told you were going to do that.
Right? So KSRNAZ.com, Casual Sports Radio Network. I give my man a hard time. We're doing this the correct way. So it is week 5, and I don't know how much longer I'll be able to do this. This is our football pick'em show, and what I mean by that is this: let's look at the standings, fool. Let's look at the standings, so we keep a tally via ESPN, whatever we do to track this. And so through week 4, so we're in week 5 now. So as of right now, I am leading at 39-38 over Ed Easy Smith. And then we got Sean McConnell coming in third with 37.
Yeah, buddy.
We got Casual E with 35. So it's not as if
I had a horrible week last week.
All it takes is one bad week, though, for me.
I had a six points out of the whole damn thing. I like that about something.
So this week, we're going to get right into it. So the way we break it down is 4 segments. So we have the first segment of just games for various reasons that I think are interesting. The second segment is always about the Arizona Cardinals because in our soul and in our essence, we are an Arizona Cardinals show, even though I am a Raiders fan, and that's how I get down. Segment 3, you get the idea. Segment 4, it's kind of is our quick hitter segment. So let's start off. And there are 2 byes this week. So we have the Lions and the Dolphins that are on bye. I think the Dolphins are really on bye all season long. But we're going to start with this game that's going on right now. It is the Rams and the Seahawks, the Thursday night game. This game is actually kind of high scoring. It was there was some defense being played, I swear, in the first half. But after that, they decided they don't want. It's 26-24 as we are recording now with about 12:34 left in the fourth quarter. So your thoughts on this one? This is one of those games that's, the Rams, even though they're 3-1, it's an interesting 3-1 because they gave up so many points last week. What you got on this one, Sean?
First, before I start, I gotta say, man, I want to play some Mace. Welcome back, Ed. It hasn't been the same without you. We've tried to, run this ship, but we're glad you're back, man.
Glad to be here, man. I missed you, brothers.
Yeah, same. Seattle looks strong against my Cardinals, but then again, who doesn't?
Right.
I got to open up with that. That is important.
Stop bashing us, man.
Hey, I'm a fan, but I'm also, a pessimist by heart. So this is going to be one of those bloody matchups, I thought. But I was taking the home team on the road here, and it looks like I have a chance. I mean, it's close, so
yeah, you got a chance. You definitely got a chance.
We'll see. I don't know.
What you got, E?
Well, the last 3 out of 4 games that these two teams played, the score was 6 points or less. And look at the score now. Yeah. So, and then 2 of those games were 2 points. So they're sitting at 3 right now, or 2 now, right? Yeah, 2 now. So, man, these two teams are evenly matched when it comes to the NFC West. But I went with the Rams because of the Seahawks coming off a short week. But no defense. That's really, really, really different.
Indeed. What you got, Ed?
Yeah, for me, I was, obviously I just got here and I haven't seen any score or anything. So I was a little surprised. I walk in, we're 26-21 at the time, now 26-24. I went with, my old rule. If it's a toss-up, I'm going with the home team. I think McVay's been a little too cute lately with his offense. So I was kind of, I knew he would tighten up some stuff, but I didn't think it would be enough. But to my surprise, it is, and it's a ball game. But I went with the Seattle Seahawks, got 12 man at home, just thinking, got to stay with my rule.
Okay.
Let's move on to the Browns at the 49ers. Now, Ed, you former NFL player, so you big man. Have you ever been punked on the field? Somebody put down on the ground and somebody just acting like they're going to take your lunch. We know Aqib Talib like to snatch them chains like that.
Yeah.
But last week, Odell Beckham Jr. He was punked in front of a stadium full of people and tried to play it off that kind of thing that goes on. But your thoughts on the 49ers, they come in 3-0. The Browns are 2-2. It's one of those things when they lose, they want to blame everybody else, but when they win, they want to puff their chest out. And who you got in this one?
I find myself rooting against Cleveland. Just and I use you normally you don't do that, but I'm actually rooting against them each week just because of their loud mouths and stuff like that. And then with Odell, if you want real quick on Odell. Not only did he get punked, he want to go to the teacher and start talking about he picking on me. He took my earring, So I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this one right here is a put up or shut up for both teams. I don't trust either one of them right now. But for the 49ers, and I used this word yesterday when we did our podcast. This is we're gonna find out whether they're a real deal or a fugazi.
That's exactly what I got on here.
I'm serious, but I am going with the 49ers at home. Probably going to be this could be an offensive shootout or it could be one of those nasty defensive games. But definitely going with them at home.
Who you got, Earl?
He said exactly what I was saying. We're going to see what the 49ers really made of them little cupcake games they had, them first three. Now they get a challenge right here, and the Browns are starting to hit that peak. Remember also for the first 3 weeks, I kept saying, they're not there yet. Mm-hmm. They're starting to get up there because their running game with Chubb is starting to open that offense up.
Yeah.
And so I like that. And so now we see the running game going, they can kind of work on the passing game, and that's starting to come around too. So the Browns also get takeaways on defense. They had 3 takeaways last week. And so the 49ers turn it over like crazy. They had 8 turnovers so far for 3 games. So if the Browns can get turnovers, it'll be, the Browns can put this thing away and make them look like they should look.
Oh, man, this game, it's hard for me because I feel like I'm really pulling for the Browns, opposite of Ed here, to keep that momentum up when they stomp the Ravens, right? So Nick Chubb has to have another great performance. I don't see much coming from the Niners defense to stop that just because of how good they looked last week. I'm going to go Browns, and this is, like I said with the Cardinals, I wasn't going to pick on hope anymore after last week, but I might go a couple more weeks with the Browns on hope alone. So I'm going to say Browns on the road.
But Bosa's back and healthy, so they might be able to stop the run.
He'll play one quarter and get hurt again. I mean, that's...
I knew you were going to say that. That's why I said
Thank you for that softball pitch, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Indeed. So let's move on to the reason I put the Buccaneers and the Saints. The Buccaneers are going to New Orleans last week, and as we're watching this game again, the Thursday night game, the Buccaneers ended up pulling it out over the Rams. So they ended up putting 50 plus on the Rams. So I'm just curious to see what Jameis Winston we're going to see. You just never know. And then with the Saints, they pulled it out. What was it, a 12-10 game or something along those lines? Mm-hmm. Teddy Bridgewater, he has to be better than this. Because when he was, of course, this was a few years ago, so it was before his injury, but he wasn't necessarily throwing the ball all the way down the field. He wasn't just stretching the field, but you would have to think that he's better than what he's shown thus far. But all the Saints really care about is just kind of making sure that they get through to when Drew Brees comes back. So who you got in this casual E?
Man, 55 points. If you can put up 55 points, I don't care who you playing against. That offense is doing something right if you can put up 55 points.
True.
According to what we're seeing tonight, that Rams defense is doing the same thing this week. So, I mean, Seattle about to probably put up 40 tonight, the way this thing is going. But, that outside linebacker, man, Buccaneers, Shaq Barrett, freaking monster.
Yeah.
BA picked him up from Denver. I was like, man, they go to Denver play that we should have got on our defense. But he's that dude's been sacking and you can't stop him. The Bucs have done a good job on the marquee running backs. Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, Todd Gurley, they've kept them under wraps. Mm-hmm. So they can keep Kamara under wraps. Buccaneers can probably get the upset.
Well, I'm going to say this, though.
I'm brave enough to pick it, man.
One of the things that's interesting, though, real quick, because the Rams almost, they sabotaged themselves because they didn't play any of the running. I mean, the running backs were on the roster. They were active last week, but they didn't do anything to give the ball to their running backs. But go ahead. So you say you're picking the Rams, though, right? I mean,
I'm gonna take the Buccaneers in an upset because the Saints can't move. Saints can't score points, but their defense is better than the Rams for sure.
Right.
But if the Buccaneers can do what they've been doing with that offense, Teddy Bridgewater can't keep up with that 55-point output.
I would agree with that. What you got at?
I'm just hoping you stick with that.
I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, I want to hold him to it. This one for me could be a trap game. Saints coming off that emotional win against Dallas, and they're doing it obviously with Drew on the sideline. So for them, this is huge because they go if he's out 6 weeks and they can go 3-3, 4-2, that salvages their season. A lot of smoke and mirrors out there in L.A. last week with the Buccaneers with that 55 they dropped.
Right.
I mean, basically your boy Goff was just handing them pick sixes and a lot of stuff. So for me. This comes down to what we see, good Jameis or bad Jameis. In that dome, we will get a lot of bad Jameis. That's what I'm counting on because he is good for tossing a couple of the other teams away. So don't you go chasing that pick.
Nah, that pick is staying solid, man.
Home,
you know why I think it's staying solid? Because BA just has a way of turning quarterbacks. And maybe not star quarterbacks, but enough to say I want to do this on this game against this team. And Jameis has been able to do that so far.
He's been able to do it so far for me, but like Cinderella just put the shoe on, and even then, say if she had the shoe on and it fell off.
We got to relive this after that week.
We got hammer toes. Maybe got Cinderella got hammer toes.
No. So I'm going with New Orleans at home.
What you got, Sean?
I got to go with New Orleans, too. I mean, Tampa Bay certainly looks stronger against the Rams. 55 points against that defense is still nothing to overlook. I'm not overlooking them by any sense of the imagination, but it is the Saints at home. It's a very tough place to play. I got to stay with the home team. It's the Ed Smith rule. I have to stay with it.
It's the Saints at home when Drew Brees is playing. It's not the same team.
Jameis is playing too. That's
okay. But Todd Bowles' defense is pretty dang.
It's good.
It gets turnovers, and you're going against Bridgewater that can't get the ball downfield, so it's going to be dink and dunk all day long.
Speaking of dink and dunk,
oh no,
Ravens at Steelers, and I'm not saying that the Ravens like to dink and dunk, but Mason Rudolph, I swear, that man he had a game. But he was dinking and dunking all the way down the field.
Yep.
He wasn't tossing that ball down the field at all. So the Steelers come in 1-3. They're going up against the Ravens. Baltimore is 2-2. I think Baltimore really has to come in if they want to really 2-2. That more was expected of them, especially the way that they started the season. But we know Lamar Jackson, is he going to try to be the dude that's not going to run? I remember it's funny, and you played with Donovan McNabb.
Yeah.
I think there was a time when. Especially when the stigma is still there, but it's not as strong as it was before about black quarterbacks having to run. And I think when he came into Philadelphia, he was so adamant about not wanting to run because he wanted to be a quarterback, looked at as a quarterback and not a running quarterback, and he caught a lot of heat for that. But anyway, so will he use his feet and his arm? We shall see. What you got on this one, Sean?
I'm confident that the Raiders are going to bounce back from with a beating of their own. It's humbling for the Ravens to lose like that, especially with the expectations like you're saying. But I'm going to take the over in this game because the Steelers, I don't think they're going anywhere fast. And meanwhile, the Ravens have goals that are bigger than the whole Steelers season. It's just going to be the Ravens big.
What you got, Ed?
The Steelers offense. Picture this.
The Ed gives a little pause sometimes. Yeah. Takes a little
you want you to understand exactly where you go.
He says, let me put y'all the young bucks in.
Remember when you went to the video arcade when you was a kid, right? You played the games where they would time out on you. You had to keep going back and get your quarters.
Yeah.
Put them in there.
Right.
If you were playing the Steelers offense on a machine, you know how many quarters you had to put in there just...
Oh, man.
That is perfect. That's a perfect analogy.
For me,
Oh,
you know,
man.
and we've seen Baltimore be explosive, so I know they can put some points on the board.
Yeah.
If the Steelers are going to do what they did this past week, I don't anticipate them keeping up. And the other thing, you know, this is a division. This is a nasty rival game.
Right.
So this one could get nasty and ugly.
And it will.
And it probably will. But I see Baltimore, and, you know, I'm going against my rule, so that means I must really feel strongly about this, about that Steelers offense.
Right.
So I'm going to go with Baltimore on the road in this one.
This is a tough week, right? I mean, there's a
It
lot of
is
road
a
teams
lot,
that could
yeah.
be winners here.
Yeah, the Steelers are feeling pretty good coming off a win, even though it was the way it was, how they won it,
Well, that's
and
like,
who they won against.
That's like when you got the
But-
date, but the girl was ugly as all outdoors.
Hey.
Like, you know,
Oh, man, I'm glad Ed's back.
You take what you can get, huh? That's the Steelers like, you just take what you can get.
I'm not saying you all tell all your homies about it. But outside, you're like, hey.
Ah, everybody else ain't giving it up. Take what you can get. Oh no, but yeah, that Mason Rudolph thing, I don't even have to say that y'all already got that covered. But the Ravens are on a 2-game losing streak, so they're looking to get back on track. This game is in Pittsburgh, and like this, I said last year, and I'll say the same thing this year: throw the records out. Throw it all out. This is the bloodbath. They're just going to go out there and beat each other. One good thing, one interesting story I like about this game, Hollywood Brown is coming out saying he wants to win this game because he's as a young kid, he watched his cousin in these matchups. He watched his cousin every time in these matchups. So now I'm actually in it. I get to see what he was talking about. He's, I never really root against the Ravens. I was rooting for my cousin, but now I'm in it. It's going to be kind of different. So he already yapping about how good of a game he wants to have. Usually when you open your mouth like that, it goes the opposite way. But I'm gonna go with the Ravens because they got a stout running game. They're an actual NFL team right now. Pittsburgh is still trying to scratch and claw and find out who they are. So
Let's move on to, speaking of scratching and clawing.
Oh.
For scratching and clawing, we're going to talk about the
Here
Cardinals
we go.
going to the Bengals. Now, last week, Casual E filled in for you, Ed, on the Believe in the Arizona Cardinals podcast.
That was cool too.
He came-
Man, thanks, man.
He came with a little bit of energy, a little bit of passion about the Arizona Cardinals. But this is one of those games where we talk about Kyler Murray having an arm, and we've seen it. We've seen it in instances, but he does a lot of what Mason Rudolph was doing, or a lot of what Teddy Bridgewater was doing in terms of not passing the ball, really pushing it downfield. I want to say I saw a stat. I was looking at the stats in terms of average yards per attempt. It was about 6.3, but yards per completion about 10.1. I want to say. But what's interesting here is that the Cardinals, they have so many holes. This is that the dam. So the dam where as soon as you plug one hole, then another hole ends up showing up. So what do the Cardinals have to do in order to beat the Bengals? The Bengals come in 0-4. It's the battle of 0 for teams. Well, of course, the Cardinals 0-3-1. The Cardinals have to walk away with this. I was talking to Ed about this. I mean, it's apathy. Apathy is the word that comes to mind when people lose enthusiasm for a team, and if they don't care whether you win or lose, that's the death knell for a team, and it's hard to get those people to come back your way. So who you got on this one, Sean?
Last week I said, after this week, I'm not picking them on hope alone anymore. I promise I'm not doing that this week. But I am picking the Cardinals on the road. This is a must-win for this organization. Not just for this team, but for this organization. Yeah. They put all the chips in that basket when they shipped Rosen off for nothing, got Kyler Murray in, Cliff Kingsbury's little toy that he always wanted, he never got, Christmas finally came. They put all the eggs in that basket. They have to win this game to salvage the season, turn it around, and get something out of it that's positive. The Bengals don't have that goal. They know what they have. They have Dalton, right?
Oh.
Not to mention they don't just have Dalton. They have A.J. Green and John Ross not playing in this game.
Right.
The only two guys that can catch the ball for him. However, yes, Eifert and Azuma, is that how you say it? Azuma might cover up the Cardinals defense for 200 plus.
Just because.
Just because. But this is the Cardinals' best chance to prove that they're better than anybody else. Joe Mixon is their bell cow for the running back. Longest run, 15 yards. His longest run. 15 yards.
Don't say that.
37.3 yards per game.
That means he's about due.
He's due as well. But if you can stop Joe Mixon, you should be able to stop Joe Mixon.
Right.
Yes.
With how much they pass.
Yes.
Now they don't have their top 2 wide receivers. You have to win this game.
Gotta win this game.
It's set up right there on a platter for you.
What you got, Ed?
Gotta win this game, dude.
He's not picking them on the road.
This is a game that you have to win. Is this a game you can win?
Oh, no.
And the only reason I say that is because to this point, and Jay and I, we talked about this on our podcast. I know you guys. I mean, I have not seen anything to make me believe like we're trending up right now offensively.
Really?
Now, I mean, in terms of like the overall product.
Okay.
The offense, very pedestrian, horizontal attack. I'm still waiting for this unleashed, dynamic thing we were supposed to see. So I haven't seen that yet. I also, I'm still waiting on David Johnson to act like he wants to run the ball.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
And he's right now he's doing with smoke and mirrors with that 99 in the passing game. But to me, that's not where you make your bread and butter as a running back. And until we get a different philosophy, and I know it's Cincinnati, but it's almost a thing. Cincinnati has pride too.
Right.
And 0-4, I know they weren't expecting that.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's almost like throwing a piece of meat in between 2 ravenous dogs. Whoever's hungrier is going to be the one to win this game. I just got a sneaky suspicion at home with the backing of the crowd that we're going to fall short in this one. So I'm going with Cincinnati.
Before I get to you, Earl, I was talking to Ed. We were talking last night.
That's bad.
The way that, and you and I talked about this, Earl, when we were on our way to Vegas, in terms of what the expectation was, what they were touting with this offense, right?
Right.
It's by being so high powered and all, it's going to be so great and all these things. It's like that girl that you meet and you tell her, "Oh, girl, wait till I get you back to the crib. It's gonna be home. You don't even know what you're in for. I go hours, girl. I go hours." And then after a few minutes, you cuddled up in the sheets like Eddie Murphy and Boomerang saying, "Sorry about that. That usually don't happen."
30 seconds later.
I'll knock it out. I'll knock it out. That's where we're at right now. That's where I'm at. What you got?
1 minute, 6 seconds. Oh man. They have to win this game. You can't lose this game. I mean, John Ross is gone now, so both like Sean said, AJ and Ross is out of this game. Their offensive line is playing with their third left tackle, which is Andre Smith, the dude former Cardinal that can't play with Lego blocks, can't block nothing. That dude is garbage on the line. It's just like opening up a door wide open.
Not invited to the block party.
They also have their right tackle is playing out of position. Their left guard is a rookie. The center is, it's like they are just piecing this thing together. And so how can they run the ball? That's why Mixon has not had a good running output, because he doesn't have an offensive line that's cohesive. They don't know how to block. They don't have anything that can open up a hole for him. So you take him out of this game, and now you don't have no receivers, no offensive line. If you lose this game, I don't know. It's like what's left.
It's gonna be a wonderful.
It would be crazy they lose this game.
We're gonna have you on our show.
I'm gonna be on everybody's show screaming like crazy. Chandler Jones and T Sizzle should eat like crazy in this game.
Will there be an interception? Because they have no interceptions.
They don't have any interceptions.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that too. They don't have any takeaways as far as interceptions are concerned. But they can get him in this game because Andy Dalton has been sacked 19 times this season.
Kyler Murray's been sacked 20 times.
So but see, Kyler's are different than Andy's. Andy's is coming off of, I just don't have a freaking front line. Kyler's is coming off of mental mistakes and his own mistakes. Kyler's is coming off, he's taken 3 or 4 of those sacks. He just lost 2 yards
per game.
Yeah. Right, and it's called a sack because he runs out of bounds with the ball in his hand, not thinking.
Or realizing he's not actually the fastest guy in the field.
Exactly. But man, I don't know. You talked about the dink and dunk. What better offense to come in to play dink and dunk against if we just saw what the Steelers just did and the Steelers did with what? One running back. it was mostly the running back, Connor.
Yeah.
So now you
Wildcat and everything.
Yeah. So you stick the dink and dunk air raid in there. Now you got options all over the place. You can, if you got a dink and dunk. But I think it's going to be some big plays in this game because our wide receivers are more experienced than that secondary, a lot better than that secondary, and all I'm saying is they cannot lose this game. And they have to win this game convincingly. You can't come in there with this Bengal team as banged up as they are, and be after the first quarter 3-0. After this third quarter, 6, scoring field goals. I mean, you should be up at least 2 touchdowns in this game early. And once you get up on them early, you got the game because they can't run the ball.
For that text message group.
Man, it's going to be going crazy. Cardinals get Farrell Cooper back, so he knows the offense, and he came from the Bengals, so he got some more insight of what they're running. I mean, it's just a bunch of things that work in your favor. The Bengals are so banged up, you have to pretty much just lay down. But we'll see, man. When Ed picked the Bengals, I kind of got scared. I'm like, oh damn, he sees. I'm like, oh snap! Can you really imagine coming in on a Monday and they lost to the Bengals?
The thing is, if those the call-in times for these local shows, if nobody's calling in or people are saying, whatever, I've moved on, that's a bad sign.
Oh yeah.
So let's move on to the Packers at the Cowboys. The Cowboys were kind of humbled in a lot of ways last week. They ended up losing that game.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. One thing about that, now that you, oh man, Andy Dalton is good for getting the ball downfield. We are playing 2 rookies, the Thompson rookies, at safety in this game. Keep an eye on that because that could be the ball game. Oh man!
Earl's about to change his pick right now.
We're gonna have to have a text war.
Exactly.
No, it's a support group. It is a support group.
Man, so the Packers at the Cowboys. The Cowboys were a little bit humbled last week. I think this is a game that the Cowboys must have. Both teams come in 3-1, but I think given the expectations, of course, the Cowboys' expectations are always high, but given the way that Dak was performing over the first 3 weeks of the season, it's one of those games that they need to win, and they probably need to win by 7 to 10 points is what I'm thinking. But anyway, what do you got on this one, Earl? Who you got?
Yeah, Cowboys cupcake games in the beginning, and now they get some real competition, and they look like the Cowboys we were expecting them to look like. I mean, they're still a good team. They can battle with another good team and just lose a good game to another good team, and that's okay. But those cupcake wins, when you got cupcakes floating around on the field, you can stomp on them and do everything you want to, throw the rock all over the field. Now my thing is this: I'm asking this question: are the Cowboys taking a page out of this Rams team by resting their bell cow? Ezekiel's pretty quiet, man. He's been quiet. I haven't heard his name really like, oh, that's Ezekiel. That did something spectacular. 100 yards. Has he even got a 100-yard game yet?
They ran out of cereal.
Yeah, they're not feeding him. So it's like, and then that's the same thing the Rams are doing with Todd Gurley. They barely playing him, trying to keep him rested or something. Like they know they're going somewhere or something, I guess. But Packers defense, I think, is pretty good. They can give Dak some more issues. So I went with the Packers in this one, even if it is in Cowboys Stadium. I took the Packers.
Okay, you got Ed.
I don't take too much away from Dallas going on the road to New Orleans and taking an L like that. I mean, they could, some turnovers, some different things. They very easily could have won that game, and then the whole narrative would be different.
That's true.
For me, going back to Dallas, my biggest question is, are there going to be some tight booties with Jerry constantly running his mouth between Garrett and the new Wonder Boy OC? Obviously Jerry comes out and he puts pressure on people that he really shouldn't be doing it sometimes.
Right.
Just keep your mouth closed, let them do what they do. They're 3-1, so that might be a factor. And now all of a sudden they feel like they got to, be more throw more out there just because he's run his mouth too much. With Green Bay being dinged up, their top wide receivers out this week.
Is
out.
he?
Yeah.
17? Oh,
What's
damn.
his name? He's doubtful at best, but I heard he was already declared out. So if he is, you come in
Adams.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams.
So that means, and they haven't really had a running game in Green Bay.
Right.
So for me, this game is Dallas all the way, probably a close one, but definitely Dallas at home, Green Bay coming in. There'll be no shame if they come into Dallas and don't win, but yeah, I'm definitely going with Cowboys.
The Cowboys are finally done playing garbage teams. Packers on the road, I'm picking it. This is not the week for home games. Green Bay is looking more complete than they have in a very, very long time. This defense might get tested with the Cowboys, just depending on if they're too cute or if they actually play fundamental football. They could test the Packers defense a little bit, but I still see the Packers winning because, one, I hate the Cowboys. Two, I think they're a lesser team to the Packers this year. That's the more important part. So yeah, I'm gonna go Packers on the road.
All right, so let's move on
I
to
got a chance to make up some points this week.
You do. You're coming back swinging.
so let's move on to the Colts at the Chiefs. Thanks, my Raiders ended up beating the Colts, so we'll take whatever we can get. But the Colts and the Chiefs, the Chiefs, Mahomes is still on fire, but he just didn't have any touchdown throws last week. I don't think that's. I mean, everybody can't. It's what's interesting is that there's been a couple of games where maybe they're, I won't say starting to figure him out, but he just has it's hard to maintain that high level of consistency throughout the season or throughout your career. So as he still begins that early arc in his career. So the Chiefs, they won last week. Is this going to be one of those real super get right games, or will Brissett really be able to kind of take the Colts and be able to do what people think that he has the capability to do and get them not in necessarily this game because they're going up against a juggernaut, and this is a Sunday night game. So who you got on this one, Sean?
The Colts are so weird to predict. They're all over the place. All over the place. You think luck's gone, okay, they're tanking. Then they go out and pull
are we
one
on
or two
Bears
wins.
Raiders?
Not yet.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No, Colts Chiefs.
Colts Chiefs.
Yeah. Bears Raiders is after this.
Yep.
I must be missing one.
It's all good.
The Chiefs are going to run away with this one in the middle of the game like they have been all season long. I just don't know what the Colts are. I can't count on them for anything. I might pick against them all year long just because I don't know what they are. The Chiefs are heavily favored at home, and for good reason. They play well at home. It's a great crowd. I'm going Chiefs at home.
That's a pick right there.
Uh-oh.
That's a ball game, too.
That's what we're watching a quick.
Look at that. Bam.
Oh, yeah.
That's a pick, baby.
You got that. We're going to keep you posted on this. If y'all watching us live right now, which you should be, we're going to let you know. that pick for Seattle. So, who did I get? So, Sean, who you got?
Yeah, I agree with you. The Colts, you can't figure them out. But they're a good home team, but you definitely not going to be the same team on the road.
No.
And they're not going to be the same team without that artificial turf either. So I mean, Brissett is serviceable, but I don't know. Like I said, they don't play the same way on the road than they play at home. And Chiefs is just way too much. I don't see them keeping up in this game. This is going to probably be a 3-score win, 3-touchdown game for them.
Woo. Brissett's doing a decent job.
Yeah, that's why I said he's serviceable. He's just not luck, right?
And Chiefs, no shame in going to Detroit on the road and winning a tough one. I was a little disappointed because I got my man Mahomes on all three of my fantasy teams, and all I needed was a couple touchdowns.
Yeah, I had it too.
And then they get down there, and instead of throwing, they
hand
run
it off. Yeah.
So I'm like, but a win is a win. This is probably going to. I think you used it just a minute ago. It's going to be one of them get right games. They're going to want to get everybody all their stats back up.
Yep.
And Mahomes is going to be tossing around. You said it perfectly too, Sean. I have no idea what it is.
No clue.
From one week to the next. You go out to to Los Angeles, you do this, then you come home and you do this, and so this is I'm going to Kansas City in a runaway, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So now we get on the Bears Raiders. Fool.
Okay.
Now we're on the Bears Raiders. So the Raiders are coming off victory full week 2-2. What you know about it? Going up, Oakland Raiders. So, but they're going up against the Chicago Bears, and there's this dude that used to be on their team named Khalil.
Superman, right?
Khalil Mack that they're going up against, and they traded last season. I don't trust Trubisky. I don't care what it do. I don't trust that dude. I just cannot trust Trubisky.
Trubisky's
He's out anyway.
He got that dislocation.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, okay. Well, shoot, I don't trust Chase Daniel either.
Oh,
Shit, that dude. So we're not trusting him either. But so I'm gonna.
Wait, you picking your Raiders or who you picking?
I'm not stupid, dog. I'm picking the Bears, but I'm just saying, I just don't trust.
I thought I had a hint of something there. I just want to get a standpoint. I thought you was going. Okay.
We take any victories we can get. What you got, Sean?
All right, let's see if this works. Hold on.
I think I know what you're gonna play.
It refreshed on me. Hold on.
You took it from me, dog. That's what I had on my seat.
Return of the Mac, baby. Return of the Mac. All right. Let's get that turned off so we don't get copyrighted here real quick. All right. So Return of the Mac. Yes, it's a London game. Anything can happen, but I'm calling it now. Khalil Mack's going to have 5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 1 interception, 1 touchdown, 3 field goals, and 1,000 rushing yards.
3 field goals.
And 1,000 rushing yards to boot, too. Khalil Mack's going to run all over them. I'm going Bears in London. Book it.
Hold up a minute. This is going to be a scrappy, ugly. I mean, yeah, he's going to get his sacks.
Not when you have Mack at 5 different positions.
He's going to get his sacks, and he's going to disrupt a lot of stuff, but you got a full 4 quarters to play. And the Raiders looked pretty good last week. I mean, let's just be honest. They looked like NFL team. Yeah. So I mean, it's not like the Cardinals or Bengals are coming in here to try to play the Bears. I mean, I like Carr. Carr's playing pretty good right now. As much as I've always used to dog him last time, but he's playing pretty good.
A little bit too often too.
Well, hey, sometimes it's when you got that Mac coming at you, he's gonna be checking down all freaking day. But I don't know why. I just like this game going to be just, especially in a neutral spot. There's nobody's got the home field advantage. It's going to just be one of those ugly games. It'll probably end up like 13-10, and the Bears will probably get it. But it's just the Raiders will be there. They're not going to just get waxed.
Right. Yeah, I don't think they get waxed.
Yeah, they'll be there.
It'd definitely be ugly this year.
This is all about retribution. Max circled this game on the calendar, and he is going to unleash on him. Now, on the other side, if Gruden is smart as I think he sometimes is,
Chucky,
he is going to quadruple team Matt, because you can't let him go out there and ball on you. You have to let him go. So we might see in one play Matt get chipped on the way out. Tight end stays in. They send a center out to help block, and they keep both backs in. Just to,
what's left to throw
that's
to?
What I'm saying. Yeah. That's how much attention he's probably going to get. The only problem is this man's going to be on miss.
It might not matter.
Sacks, fumbles. I think on the flight back from London, your boy, the quarterback, he gonna be sleeping, waking up. So,
do the Bears move him around, or does he stay in one spot the whole game?
No,
they might move him around all over.
Put him in coverage. Put him on the field goal team.
Yeah.
Ugly game, like you said, but Mac is gonna put his thumb on this one from start to finish.
Oh yeah.
Let's get on to the Houston Texans against the Atlanta Falcons. Houston Texans come in 2-2. Atlanta Falcons 1-1. This game is at the Texans. I'm just trying to still get a feel for what the Texans are. I stopped having high expectations of your former team, the Atlanta Falcons, a couple of years ago. I just don't know where they're at. They just can't quite curl right. They just can't get it right. So what you got on this one? Who you got, Earl?
2 mystery teams. I mean, who knows? One thing I want to say about I'm going to pick the Texans in this game because they're a little bit more stable than the Falcons are. And they both go up and down like crazy. But Bill O'Brien, man, what's up with this dude? This coaching dude, his coaching is like really suspect, man. I'm like, when you look back, all those the main crucial points in games, this dude is making some of the worst play calls and bad time clock management that I've seen a head coach do in a long time. When is this dude finna get out of there?
That's one of those things that Andy Reid, for the longest time, his weakness was clock management.
Right.
Making some of those things, so you never know. That might be something he needs to.
Yeah, but I'm taking the Texans just because they're a little bit more stable and they're at home, like Ed says, the home thing with that. The Falcons,
Can I tell y'all, I'm officially done with Atlanta.
Oh.
Oh no!
I've actually even contemplated putting a piece of tape over the Every time you pick them, we keep hearing about this might be their year.
Everybody picked them to be in the mix this year.
And then they come out and they look so pathetic on all fronts.
Right.
I'm like, you know what? Every time I'm done picking them, I might just ride them out every week and just put an L next to them, just get it over with.
Wow.
Texans,
except the Cardinals do play them in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You'll be picking them again.
This one of those ones, man. Texans can be Jekyll and Hyde themselves.
Yes, that's what I said. Two mystery teams.
I'm gonna go with the Texans, but I'm denouncing my Falconism right now at this point.
And Bill O'Brien gonna do what your boy Mac Brown did and go for 2 and end it. I know you was tripping off of that, wasn't you? Oh, what are they doing?
Shuffle passing back and
see, y'all done got crazy, got cute.
Oh man, ATL sliding down the power rankings yet again. Meanwhile, the Texans' point differential is literally 19.5 and 19.5. I don't know how they managed that. Like you said, Jekyll and Hyde teams. I haven't seen that before. I mean, it's possible. I haven't seen that before.
That's the definition of a 500.
Right? I mean, so anything could happen here, which means I'm definitely doing the Ed Smith rule again and taking the home team. Seems a little bit safer. I have no clue. No clue.
Atlanta could come out and score 50 points. We just don't know.
No, exactly.
Texans get shut
Julio
out.
have 7 touchdowns, and it's what? How? What? No idea.
So speaking of no idea, whenever you count the Tennessee Titans out, they end up winning a game when they're not supposed to. They played the Bills at the Titans this week. The Bills lost to the Patriots, and they always lose to the Patriots, so that's no big deal. But it's interesting that I think they're just, even with that loss, the Bills played the Patriots tougher than maybe people expected.
Right.
There are no moral victories, but still, I think there's something to build off there. So again, the Bills are going to the Titans, going to Tennessee. Who you got in this one, Ed?
Man, I'm waiting to hear because Allen is still in the concussion protocol.
Right.
So, I'm leaning toward Buffalo if he plays. Because for me, the Titans are the most inconsistent team in the NFL. And we know we just talked about Jekyll and Hyde. For them, they're just totally inconsistent. So, the Bills' defense, they put it on Brady last week.
Mm-hmm.
I expect them to come out and play. If they do anything like that, we know Mariota, boy, he can just disappear on you. So this one right now, if Allen plays, I'm going Buffalo. If he doesn't, I probably will go with the Titans. So this is one of those subject to changes.
The league has been priding itself on parity, and it seems this year that the middle tier parity is just so garbagely weird, right? It's just every week there are totally different teams, the teams that are in that middle tier of parity. You've got like your upper echelon teams that you know what you're going to get, like the Chiefs. Then you have like basically everyone else.
Right.
It's extremely weird. It's so hard to pick for these games. I mean, the Bills were brought down to earth finally. Look at their last opponents, minus New England, was Cincinnati, Giants, and Jets. They weren't tested until New England.
Right.
So
that's big.
I mean, the Titans managed to beat Cleveland and Atlanta, but lose to Jacksonville and Indiana. So, I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is, again, I have no idea. Titans at home? Question mark?
Wow. That division is, every team in that division is a mystery.
Yeah.
Colts,
Don't
Titans.
let any of them get to the playoffs.
Right, Colts, Titans, Jaguars. I mean,
no wild card allowed for that division.
Up and down. Yeah, it's like, wow. So who do you take? But I mean, I got it. Like Ed said, Buffalo was, you don't get no, what you call, you just said, saying it, moral victories. Yeah, you don't get those, but you got to give them some credit. New England was should have blew them out. But they hung in there. They made it hard on Brady in that game.
Well, New England can't play without some drama. So
I mean, come on, they haven't played anybody anyway either. So I mean, for that defense to give them that much trouble, that says something about Buffalo. That says at least they do have a defense enough to stay in games. But if Allen's out, and then that's going to be the mystery stuff's going to start teeter-tottering. So. Who knows if Mariota shows up at home? He usually plays a little better at home, so I'm gonna go with the Titans just because they're at home.
Now, moving on to Washington Redskins versus the New England Patriots. This is the beginning of our quick hitter segment. I just got a question for you, Ed. What's the rookie quarterback for Washington? Haskins.
Mm-hmm.
Haskins gets up and says,
Dogged him out, putting him in there.
Essentially, just the way he says, "It ain't gonna happen again. This ain't gonna happen again." What do you, when you're a veteran on a team, when you're a grizzled veteran, you got some young buck coming in there saying, "This ain't gonna happen again. I got this right now, dog. We about to y'all get on my back. We gonna do what we do." When he comes back in the locker room, do you try to check that dude, or do you just let him figure out on his own that it's harder than what he anticipates?
You want him to be confident. You also want to remind him that, man, we got a long way to go, and so do you. You need to get home, get in that playbook.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's one of those things where you don't want to discourage him because you want him to become that young leader. But at the same time, man, it's hard out there for a player. Something else, man, you try to get him, like, look, man, less camera work.
Exactly.
More film work.
Get that book. So we don't know if Haskins is going to start this week, but it's dead man walking for
any one of them
in Washington right now. So your thoughts on this one, Sean?
It's New England in a landslide. I mean, there's not much that you can pick in favor of the Redskins in this game, other than, put in a different quarterback because they have so many, and see what happens.
Right.
But like I said, New England needs drama. They had it with that close game last week. They're going to come out swinging.
It was stupid for the coach to put him in that game to begin with. And knowing you're the coach, you do all the preparation, you do all the you got this kid's career pretty much in your hands right now. Mm-hmm. You know as a coach your next week opponent was the New England Patriots. Why are you going to put that kid in the game knowing now you can't pull him again and then that was what kind of coaching was that?
You don't care.
You hold that kid back after the New England game. Then you put him in there.
He might not get to the game after this one.
That's true.
I mean, just think about it. You're going to say, "Oh, he's starting next week against Belichick's defense." Come on. You don't think Belichick going to sit there and go, "Oh, he going to really do that? Put this rookie out there like that?" Belichick them just going to eat and confuse the hell out of this dude. I mean, he's a rookie. That was just messed up. Why do you put him in that game? I mean, and if you start him this week, you're really stupid. He threw 3 picks and 6 passes? 8 passes? One of the 2? So it's like, oh, that came all off of just not knowing how to read defense.
Yeah. What you got, Ed?
Man, at this point, they better watch Gruden to make sure he ain't in the copy room, copying all that stuff, putting viruses in all the computers, leave a little trail of gasoline.
Banana in the tailpipe.
At this point, like you use the word dead man walking, we all know this dude, I mean, he's pretty much probably got boxes in his office right now.
Yeah.
And
the U-Haul's pulled up.
For him to put Haskins in last week, it was almost like he was like, "I'll show you."
Yeah.
Because there's no excuse for that.
That's
and
just
obviously
wrong, man.
With coming up against Belichick this week, I hope he's smart enough, or they are smart enough, not to put that young man out there and just eat this one right now. But this will be the route of the week right here. But Belichick, sometimes he has mercy.
Yeah, so sometimes he does do that.
Sometimes he won't embarrass him.
Right.
But man, it could get real ugly. Seriously.
Yeah.
So we're gonna speed through the next couple of games because there's something I want a little bit of there was something that happened here in the Valley this week that we want to touch on. That just happened yesterday. But so Jets at Eagles. What you got in this one again? The Jets. I have no expectation for the Jets. The Eagles. I know Wentz has all the talent in the world. He probably heard me say this a couple weeks ago. I just don't know really what to expect from him. I'm just waiting for him to break down again at some point. What you got in this one, Earl?
I'm going with the Eagles because we don't know what's going on with Darnold. He's still got a couple of weeks to go, right?
Yeah, he's coming back. Well, he's coming back to practice. They might not just say, "Man,
just." I mean, if there's any dude on that team that's scared to him coming back, is the center. This dude touching my.
Indeed, what you got there?
Yeah, I'm definitely going with the Eagles. They're probably going to start slow, but eventually I think they'll take the Jets at home.
Okay.
Eagles.
Cool. Let's go with the Broncos at the Chargers. Broncos are garbage, dog. guess that's my analysis.
He missed it.
Oh.
He missed it.
You bastard! You missed it.
So the Rams had a chance to kick a field goal and win this game. 11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. So the Seahawks are going to win.
Yeah.
Yep.
Seahawks. I think I picked the Seahawks as well. I have to look and see.
Okay.
Yeah.
The rich get richer.
I don't like neither one of these damn teams.
Broncos and Chargers, what you got on this one, Ed?
Man, I'm going Chargers just real quick. This is one of them ones that Chargers could turn into a head scratch, and you're like, what the heck did they just do? But I'm going with the Chargers at home.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Last week I was thinking if there's any team that's going to lose to the Dolphins, the Chargers can pull that off. But this week could be that game with the Broncos. So now I'm going with the Chargers, though.
Chargers as well. The Broncos got hit with that, nope, you're rebuilding stick really hard, and they didn't know it.
That's Zerline. He missed. That's Zerline. Missed the fit. I'm sorry, dude.
No, you didn't run me up.
That's freaking Zerline.
Yes. That's my first Thursday night win right there.
Wow.
There you go.
Unbelievable.
Let's go with the Jags against playing at the Panthers. We got Gardner Minshew. They doing all this stuff to promote this dude. They trying to ride this for all they can and get people to come to support. So anyway, Jags at the Panthers. Who you got, Earl?
What'd you say? My bad.
He's all mad about Thursday.
Jags at the Panthers. Who you got?
I would go with the two backup quarterbacks. The hottest team right now, so to speak, is the Minshew kid. So I'm going Jaguars on the road.
Who you got, Sean?
Ooh, I'm going Panthers. Minshew Mania ends in Carolina. The Panthers are actually putting together a decent resume without Newton, so I'm going Panthers.
Yeah, about a little backups. Minshew has a little knees dealing with right now. He hasn't practiced all week, but I'm going with Panthers at home.
And Vikings at the Giants. Man, there's all kinds of dissension going on. Vikings, we got to find out how your nephew is doing in there. He probably just trying to just be quiet and stand off in the corner while you got wide receivers popping off, walking out, all this stuff going on. So who you got, Vikings at Giants home?
Yeah, your nephew probably saying he can't get the ball because the quarterback can't get it to him.
Man, check him down.
Freaking all that money in them pockets weighing him down, probably. That's all I can say. I mean, I'm going with the Giants. Giants riding pretty hot right now. They riding that little rookie all the way.
Might be no Barkley in that game. I'm going to say Vikings should capitalize on the road. Vikings.
You don't seem too convinced.
I'm not about any of these.
I'm from Minnesota, and as far as my nephew, the best thing he can do as a rookie,
Yep.
tighten it up, bro.
Yep.
Right now, he's having some pretty good games. I think 2 weeks ago, he was a leading receiver.
Okay.
And meanwhile, Rudolph, I think, has 2 or 3 catches all season so far.
Wow.
So that's when you let the veterans,
Right.
like your Thielens, like your Rudolph,
Talk, yeah.
That's, as far as he's concerned, just sit back and
That's smart.
cash your check.
Right.
In the veterans' ear saying, yeah, dog, I think you should have got the ball too, man. I'm just saying, I know you was open, man.
Well, real quick, and I think I might have, after the first one of the Atlanta game, Rudolph, Cousins only threw the ball 10 times, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Rudolph did not have a catch. And he actually talked to my nephew. We talked on Facebook, so I better. He did talk to him. He was ticked off.
Right.
That was the first game that Rudolph hadn't had a catch in like over 65, 70 games.
Wow.
And he voiced his displeasure. That was week 1.
Right.
So it's been like over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
So, like I said, that's, it could be a
Freaking
movie,
Kirk.
but just for the record, I'm going Minnesota.
Captain Kirk.
So this week, again, we are a Phoenix-based, Cardinals-based show at heart with KSR and AZ, all things that have to do with sports in Arizona and of course Phoenix-related sports. And so, Bill Bidwell, the owner of the Arizona Cardinals, passed away yesterday. It's an interesting legacy that he brings, and Ed pointed out some great things. We were talking about it yesterday on the Believe in the Arizona Cardinals podcast. What I heard was with the news pass, there were a lot of people in the media when they're trying to, in essence, kind of eulogize Bill Bidwell. It's a mixed bag because we know that the Cardinals were underperformed to say the least for decades after coming to the Valley. But he did bring a professional football team here. It's almost as if it legitimized the Phoenix sports scene. Of course, the Suns were here. Once the Cardinals came, then of course you had the Diamondbacks and the Coyotes, and so Phoenix is really a major sports city. The recent success once the stadium was built, of course that brought all the bandwagon fans, or so to speak, out of the woodworks, of people that were looking for any type of hope to be able to try to latch on to it. And you can see that around the Valley when you see some of the flags, you see the jerseys and all those things. I remember moving to the Valley, and there would be so many different disputes about with rookies coming in when they were still in spring training, but training camp and Flagstaff. There was always that 1, 2, or 3 week holdout from a rookie coming in, just because of the philosophy that you didn't want to pay rookies coming in. But he did a lot of things, and I'll let you speak on it, and in terms of some of the things that Bill Bidwell did, kind of in on the executive side and in the coaching ranks when it comes to diversity, not just with minorities, but also with women as well. So I'll let you talk on that a little bit, Ed.
Well, it's funny because obviously a lot of people look at what he did as an owner. You and I talked about it, the other day, and I had to actually do some research, for our show on Saturday, and I learned some interesting things that I never even, knew about the man, and hope this is his legacy. He hired the first African American female executive in NFL history, league's first African American contract negotiator, as well as first African American head coach, GM tandem, Dennis Green and Rod Graves.
Right.
And in 2015, they established the Bill Bidwell Coaching Fellowship program to increase diversity and provide more opportunities to gain coaching experiences at the NFL level. So I hope this is his legacy in terms of we remember that more than all the, maybe bad or questionable decisions that we talk about all the time. Success starts at the top from ownership. At the same time, you have to look beyond that sometime and look what the man did with the overall in his life rather than just X's and O's or who he had in positions and stuff like that. So, condolences to the Bidwell family. A good man was lost.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So.
Was all of that his background, all that stuff, like really well known?
No.
Because that's what I'm saying. That's things that are kind of hidden. Like why nobody
that's
never
kind of how he is.
And a lot of stuff this is interesting because you can't win for losing sometimes because it's the person that wants to do good maybe within their community. You hear about things about him being very philanthropic, giving to charities, and doing so many things, but never bringing the spotlight to it. Because if you're doing good, who needs to know except for the people that you're doing good for?
True.
But then but if people know about it, then maybe that will inspire them to do other things. But you can't knock a man for saying, I'm going to do good just because it's in my heart to do it.
Right.
That's one of those. That's the interesting part of it. You hear the other side of a man. So I don't know if you want to say anything, Sean or Earl, about it.
Yeah, I mean it's hard because all the stuff in the beginning, you hear all the negative things, and for me, I was always basketball first, and I kind of grew to love the Cardinals, being a local kid. The shortest way I could put it is, without Bill Bidwell, there's no Larry Fitzgerald, there's no Cardinals.
That's true.
And there's really no Phoenix sports market as a whole. I mean, it would just be, like you said, the Suns. Maybe the Diamondbacks would come, but you don't really know. You kind of just take it or leave it. You want a football team, you get a football team. You take that for the lumps and you take it for the success. And there's been success. And his son coming in and running in 07, I believe, is when Michael came in. And it's been a whole different culture then. It hasn't always been great. There's trials and tribulations with any small market. But, I'm super grateful for it because I now have a football team I get to root for that isn't, an LA team or some other random team that I have to adopt. This is my team. And I'm super grateful for him.
Yeah, I moved in here. I moved here in 2008, so I've always known with Michael. So I don't have that history from the past. And when I moved here, all I can hear is all the fans. Oh, he's too cheap, and he's this, and he's that. And I can hear all this bad press about the man. But at the same time, like I said, the stuff that's hidden. Why isn't that brought to light? I mean, of course, when Dennis Green gets hired, you can kind of see African Americans getting some him putting him up in certain areas. But I didn't know the man personally, and I didn't know of him until I got here after the fact.
Yeah.
And just so to hear that, it's like, okay, I'm glad I'm hearing something else about him other than what the fans have always been, been pushing out about him being cheap and not doing this, and we're not doing, everything that they put all his bad press on him. But I mean, rest in peace, and I hope to Bidwell and the family, all my condolences as well. But.
Yeah.
That's how we do it. So we do this every week. KSRNAZ.com. Casual Sports Radio Network. So make sure you check us out. Everything is at Casual Sports on all social media. KAZUALSPORTZ. So until next time, like we always say about this time,
we gone.
Peace, Facebook. Good show, fellas.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, you ended it right at 9 too, dude. You freaking drive that bus without hitting no corners, without crashing, without making us go. Hold on, dude.